The people of Indonesia are getting richer faster than those of any other Asia-Pacific nation, even China. So Indonesia should be a perfect place for Citigroup, the American bank that has bet its future on emerging markets. Except Indonesia has put Citigroup in the penalty box, banning it from issuing new credit cards and taking on new wealth management clients after a series of extraordinary and embarrassing events. They make for a fascinating story in this month's issue of Bloomberg Markets magazine, available on newsstands now. The author of the article, Bloomberg's Bill Mellor, is with us. He's with us live, in fact, from Sydney, Australia. Bill, good morning to you. Why don't you walk us through these embarrassing and extraordinary events that got the handcuffs slapped on Citigroup effectively in Indonesia?
Well, in the space of 3 days in March, Citigroup was hit by two extremely lurid incidents. One was tragic. The other one was serious, but also had elements of high farce. The first case involved a Citibank credit card holder. He owed about $5,500 US. He had a platinum card, but Citigroup set the debt collectors on him. And after an encounter with these debt collectors inside a Citigroup office, this man died. His widow is suing for $348 million and saying that these debt collectors killed her husband.
Bill,
before we get on, he died of natural causes.
Okay, no. I'm sorry. You did explain what Citigroup has to say, but I wanted to explore that just a moment more before we get on to the second example. What explanation does Citigroup have? Does Citigroup say that anything took place? What's the defense? A man doesn't walk into a bank branch and leave on a stretcher, end up dead at the hospital for no reason? Well,
Citi say that they have no evidence that he came to any physical harm, but I spoke to the lawyer of these debt collectors who are under arrest, charged with causing his death, and the lawyer admits that these men tapped him on the shoulder, banged the table and kicked his chair, but they say that he actually died of natural causes, of, say, a stroke, for instance, and that the brain damage he suffered was caused by a stroke and not by violence.
This is a guy who was 49 years old and was able to get on a motor scooter to ride down to the branch. It's not like he was walking, around with a cane, correct?
His wife told me he was looking pretty fit when she waved him goodbye that morning. Yes, and he certainly had no difficulty walking into the Citibank office, but he left it in a wheelchair.
Bill, we have about a minute left, so fill us in on the second example, the one that has barred Citigroup from taking on new wealth management clients.
This is quite extraordinary. There's a Citigold wealth relationship manager called Inong Melinda D. She's worked for Citibank for many years, apparently quite successfully. In recent years, she took to driving into the office in a red Ferrari. She also underwent some quite dramatic cosmetic surgery, and nobody at Citibank seemed to notice this change in her until a client reported that some money was missing, and the police were called in, and she's now been charged with embezzling $1.9 million from Citibank customers. Police who raided her home found not just one Ferrari, but two Ferraris and a Hummer and a Mercedes-Benz.
Bill, an amazing story, really. I encourage everyone to read it in the current issue of Bloomberg Markets. Bill Mellor, live from Sydney, Australia.